Hello there, World of Tankers! Welcome to the channel. I'm of course your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video we are going to be playing in the Tier 8 Russian light tank, the LT-432. This is one weird looking pancake of a vehicle, but man does it have an interesting playstyle at that. It's got some really good things going for it, and as well some not so great things going for it. I actually think Wargaming did a pretty solid job bouncing it. The gun is nice, it's got good alpha at 280 damage per shot, but the gun depression is really bad. The armor isn't so good anymore, and the penetration is, yeah, let's just say it's not amazing. So the LT-432 is a weird vehicle. In today's video, as usual, we're going to be breaking not only into the armor profile of this tank, because it actually does have some going for it, but as well, we're going to be talking about how it plays in general. Now, if you did want to get your hands on this vehicle, unfortunately, as usual, you're going to have to buy crates, and these crates are not cheap. $50 for 12 crates to be exact, which means you'd have to buy about $110 worth of crates to get your hands on this vehicle, guaranteed. And as it is a 5% drop chance on crates, yeah, you're probably going to be at least spending $70 to $100 if you wanted to get it guaranteed. I would suggest, if you are very intrigued on getting this tank early, to try and get the $5 crate bundle, which gives you 3 crates. That's about as much as I would be willing to say, though. After that, it is on you for how much money you are willing to spend for this vehicle. So let's break into the review, talk about the tank, the armor, and everything else like that. Now, I will point out that the dispersion on the tank is normally 0.362, but I am running refined gun because you'll see why in just a moment. But the gun itself has got a good aiming time at 3.7 seconds, and with the refined gun, we're at 0.326 dispersion. Its DPM is nothing good. It's 2017. It's very, I would say, average for a light tank. I mean, if you compare this to the T-54 lightweight, their DPM are very similar, around 2183, but actually it's not. You can actually get this up to 2300 DPM, so yeah, it's about a 200 DPM difference. It's not amazing, to be completely honest. The penetration as well is not all too great. It's 175 on the standard, and then of course, because I'm running calibrated, it's up to 184 and 247 on the premium, which should be basically the same on the lightweight, which it is. I do think that this tank should have had a little bit more of standard pen. I mean, nowadays in Blitz, pen is really important, and the newer vehicles that have been coming into the game really have had high amounts of pen, and I don't think it would have changed this vehicle all too much. I just think like 190 base pen would have been really nice, because then I wouldn't have had to run calibrated to actually penetrate most tier 8s, but I went up against a 59 patent and literally had to load premium to penetrate its upper plate. The average damage, though, at 280 is really nice. That is something that feels great, and as well, the HE at 350, oof, oh, it feels really good to get light tanks and just slam an HE straight into their armor profile. Now, when we go over to the mobility, 70 kilometers per hour forward and 30 in reverse. This is one of the most mobile tanks in the game. I mean, just look at the traverse speed at 69.49. It has a power to weight ratio of 27.3. This is a fast tank, like an incredibly fast tank. If we take a look at the power to weight ratio itself, it's pretty impressive. I mean, it is one of these slower light tanks on an actual acceleration, in fact, the worst. But 30 is still pretty impressive. You're going to be getting easily up to top speed. As well, the traverse speed is 63 base, and of course, because I'm running the improved traverse speed, which would be right here, you're actually able to get it up to 69, as you did see for me. Now, mobility 70 isn't the fastest. There are vehicles like the T-49, which can go 72, and the RU-251, which can go up to 80, but it's pretty quick, and that reverse speed of 30, that is just insane. I mean, you're literally able to reverse faster than the average heavy can go on top speed. Gun depression 5 degrees, that's not great. That's a real big killer I've noticed with the vehicle, but this here is what I was talking about with dispersion. It has the best on-movement dispersion for a light tank in tier 8. Now what that means is that you can literally run refined gun and have almost no aiming time. So basically my dispersion is now 0.326 compared to what the T-54 lightweight has at 0.335. Very similar. So you'll notice that the gun actually seems very accurate after I'm running this, where before I noticed there were a couple shots that would miss. Thankfully, as it is a light tank, you're normally not camping in the back all too much. And one thing I do want to point out about this vehicle is that it has the best camouflage in tier 8 completely. I mean, apart from like probably the RHM. Now, if we break into the armor profile of this vehicle and we go back a teeny bit, the LT-432's armor is actually quite good. I mean, if you're fully hull down, you can actually get some bounces. This is, of course, with heat. And with heat, it's about 232 thick. And if you're angling it, you can get that up to 240. APCR, you're getting auto ricochets all day. But that turret... ooh, only about 110 millimeters thick. The side armor as well is very weak at 48, and the rear at 35. Yeah, don't be getting too many expectations of a lot of bounces. But I will say, in fact, while we're still waiting to load into a battle, for the average tier 8 medium, if we go pull out, let's just say, you know, the T-44 for 175 pen, I mean, you can actually get some pretty nice bounces on this vehicle. Using just your 5 degrees of gun depression, you can actually bounce on your upper plate. And judging that this is a light tank, if we compare this to the lightweight, yeah, there's a big difference. The lightweight has all the armor in the turret, but it's not like it has an insane amount. You can still very easily pen it in the turret, but it does have quite an impressive amount for what it's worth. Wow, there's only 8 or 10 people in tier 8 right now. We might be waiting quite a bit of time to get into a battle, so I'm just going to skip a little bit ahead, but yeah, we'll see how this tank is able to perform. Here we are, finally loaded into a battle. That took way longer than I thought it was going to. Turns out, I was sitting in queue and there was only like 8 people in tier 8. So I just exited the queue and then went back in and it said like 30 and 40. So I was like, okay, I guess that's what wargaming gonna do to me. But here we are in the first game. Enough about that. What do we have against us? So we got a Panzer 58, and that is actually it for the mediums, which is good. That is very good, because I don't want to deal with mobile tanks. Now, you can see that traverse speed is pretty ridiculous. I mean, 70 degrees a second, because I'm running improved control, makes this thing have worse control, actually, now that I think about it. It's not improved. It's improved to a point where it's almost undrivable. There's a Tiger 2, and we're going to aim in right on his upper plate. Nice premium penetration, of course, because I am running that calibrated shells. But that Panzer 58 actually got the jump on me coming off to the side. Not sure if that's going to work all too well if our team's able to push off to the side, but hey, I'll give him credit while credit is due. Now, we do know that the Tiger 2 is, like, over here, and there's the Smasher. Boom! Nice shot into the side of that, or not in the side, but right into the front of that Smasher's turret for 270. I'll take it. Our Comet has bled a little bit, and for the most part, I'm still being very, very cautious at this point. We have the Panzer 58 Moots off to the side, who I would love to get a little snap into, but we're just going to drive away. I mean, that Smasher's all the way down here, which is a very deadly tank all on its own. We'll see if we can maybe spot that Smasher. Hello, comrade. Oh, there he is. And what? That's that pretty poor penetration. That is one of the big issues I've been noticing with this tank after playing. It's only been about 3 games, but that penetration really is not great. I mean, you will struggle to penetrate tier 8s, especially vehicles like that Tiger 2. Your standard ammo is not amazing, and, well, there you go. Bounce the rear of a Panzer 58 Moots. Did not expect that one. So I guess we're just going to drive in here. I mean, there's the Panzer 58, and let's use that mobility. Oh my god. Well, you know what? I'm just going to back up. We've got that insane mobility, so let's wiggle this tank. Let's see if we can get another nice shot into that guy. Pretty good if I do say so. You can even see here that the pen is not amazing. I mean, we even struggle to almost cut through that Panzer 58 frontally. So that is one thing that you will not like about this vehicle. I'm also not going to like if that Smasher snaps me, but he did not. Thank God, I know, right? I was so worried that that Smasher was going to get me, but we're doing okay. I mean, the DPM you'll see isn't anything to brag about. In fact, it's quite far off from bragging. But we do have enough pen to cut through that Tiger 2's upper plate. And now all that's left is a Smasher up here. We've dealt about 2,000 damage, so nothing bad, nothing good, just a pretty okay game. And that's what I have to say about this tank. I don't really think there's anything ridiculous going for it. It just seems to me like a pretty okay vehicle. Now, I don't think we're actually going to get any more damage out here. Maybe, just maybe. Yeet! Yes! Haha! We were able to get a little snap onto that Smasher. I thought he was going to try and turn around and go for me, but no, he just kept driving down the bridge. Either way, we did 2,259 damage for that first battle. Pretty solid. Nothing ridiculous. But that's what I've sort of noticed about this tank. I mean, when we compare it to the T-54 lightweight, which also goes about 70 kilometers per hour, with about the same power-to-weight ratio and the same gun, honestly, in my opinion, I don't think you should be spending money on the LT-432. I mean, it seems fun. It's mobile. It's got a lot of things going for it. But the lightweight, in my opinion, seems very similar, and similar to a point where why spend $50 on this tank? It's fun, don't get me wrong, I've really been enjoying it for the 3 games I've played in it, but Is it worth that money? No, I really don't think so. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments. It is a fun tank. That's the thing that always conflicts me. I hate when Wargaming brings vehicles out in crates because the opinion's always conflicting. I'm trying to think of, is the tank good? But it's not worth crates ever, right? I mean, that's the issue that goes through my mind. But I guess, honestly, if Wargaming sold this for a flat price of $50, I also wouldn't think it's worth it. It really, I don't know, there's just nothing really special about the tank. It looks very cool, the armor's troll, but there's nothing that really makes it stand out compared to a vehicle like the Lightweight. Now, that doesn't mean I think it's broken. I think it's very well balanced, and I'm happy with the way it's with its current release. That's one thing that people misunderstand about my opinion sometimes. But I do think that this tank could have been a little bit more exciting. That's what I think. Maybe just make that penetration a little bit better. I think that would have been something that would have been a little bit nicer in my opinion, just because that pen sucks so much. But either way, let's see what we can do here. We have, the SPIC spotted on the enemy. No, actually, we don't have him spotted, but they have an SPIC is what I meant to say. Give me a break, it's 3:54 in the morning. But actually, we haven't spotted anything, which is quite nerve-wracking. There's a Black Prince we've spotted, but there you go. There's the SPIC, and let's aim at an HE shell, and boom! There you go, 342 damage, but he went right through my frontal armor, as we've been over. This thing doesn't have the most armor. It's okay, but nothing ridiculous, right? So we got a couple enemy tanks over there, and I don't know where the RU-251 is. That's the guy that's kind of worrying me. Oh god, that is the tank that worried me. And now we are in deep doo-doo. Okay, so I have a plan. It is called Drive Away. We are going to drive away very quickly. Another nice HE shell into that guy, and we're just going to wiggle this tank back and forth. I mean, we have bled quite a big chunk of our HP. We do have the Scorpion, though, and that Scorpion is hopefully going to let this RU... Oh my god, please don't kill me, please don't kill me. We're actually probably gonna die. Oh, go. Oh my god, that Scorpion saved my life. And yeet, you're dead. Nobody likes you, you're stinky. Now, if this SPIC tries to poke this, I'm not gonna let him. I'm not going to let this guy get away with this, and he's dead as well. Thank you, Scorpion G. I really honestly thought he was just going to ditch me. Now we're just going to wait for our aiming time to go in there. Teeny bit. Nice shot into the side of that Black Prince, if I do say so myself. There you go. Scorpion G finished off the Black Prince, and let's continue on pushing up. Now they got 3 tanks there, and I don't know where the other one was. I swear I saw some red off to the corner, but at this point, I mean, I'm just going to push in. We've already bled a lot of our hit points, and this was a perfect example to show that this thing's armor really isn't all too impressive. I mean, it really didn't even seem like it had armor there. We're going to back up. I mean, thankfully, I've got that ridiculous reverse speed, so we're going to use that right now. Very quickly reversing away from the enemy. Speed is key. Let's go, and oof. What the heck? So we bounce him, and then he just completely RKO snaps me. Well, good news is we're going to win this game. Obviously, I played that very aggressive. I was really hoping that the RU did not push to where the SPIC was at that beginning. Didn't even look like he did. I mean, I was really expecting to have spotted him. But no, I guess they both went wide. Either way, we're going to win this battle. And it was a pretty solid game at that. We were able to get very nice HEs out. As I did say, HE is sometimes just so nice. And especially when you have 350 damage a shot, it's just amazing. So this was a good game to showcase the tank. I mean, both of the games are actually good to showcase the strengths and weaknesses of the vehicles. I mean, the armor, you saw, really doesn't work too well. You can get bounces, but unless you're fully hull down, you're not going to expect to get bounces. And honestly, as I said, the turret is very weak. So as long as you just aim at the turret, you're still going to take out the vehicle quite quickly. So we did good here. I mean, we did second on the team. Unfortunately, that one shell we fired just did not pen the side of that 112-2. But I can't complain. We did our job. We distracted 2 light tanks, and thankfully that Scorpion G, even though he didn't do much that battle, did help me out. So I'm even going to give him an effective player. Pretty lucky, though, that RU-251 did get tracked. So the LT-432, interesting vehicle, interesting design, and an interesting playstyle, should I say. I like the vehicle. I think it's very well balanced. I'm going to give Wargaming credit. When it was first in testing, it was ridiculous. I mean, the turret was almost impenetrable to what I remember. The upper plate was like 200 millimeters thick. The vehicle was stupid. They definitely did a very good job balancing it. And I'm happy where it's at. Honestly, I wouldn't change anything. As I said, I wish it had a little bit more pen so I could actually run rammer and then not feel bad about you know, not penning my shots. But yeah, that's the only thing I'd actually change. Everything else I think is fine. Let me know what you guys think about the LT-432 in the comments down below, if you're going to drop your money on it or not. I would suggest to save your money, but that's my personal opinion. Stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll be seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye.